Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all so very much for joining us here today. My name is Edquina Washington, Director of Community Relations for the City of York, and I'm here on behalf of Mayor C. Kim Bracey, Mayor of the City of York. So thank you all again for joining us here today as we bring awareness to the unfortunate reality of unaccompanied homeless youth and their families in our community, and recognizing the week of November 14th through November 18th as Pennsylvania Education for Youth Experiencing Homelessness Awareness Week. Thank you so much to Ms. Sonia Pitsy, Region 3 Coordinator for the Pennsylvania Children and Youth Experiencing Homelessness organization, and her staff for all their selfless acts while working in the trenches to ensure that our youth experiencing homelessness have a trusting, tangible, and valuable resource to go to in their time of need. Our schools, our human service organizations, and community organizations, as well as our public and private organizations, are strongly encouraged to take an active notice to our youth that are oftentimes left on their own, oftentimes sleeping in abandoned vehicles, sleeping in abandoned homes, or couch surfing, which simply is sleeping on the floors or couches of family and friends, and basically not having a place to go. We must join together as a community to bring awareness while avidly working to develop a solution and ensuring that our youth have a safe and happy place to call their home while receiving the education that they deserve in our community. And showing our solidarity to the children experiencing homelessness and their educators that work diligently in meeting their needs the best way possible, I invite the York community to join myself and Mayor C. Kim Bracey in wearing red on November the 18th for Red Shirt Day, and to begin the much-needed conversations in our community to put an end to the homelessness of our youth. Thank you all so very much. I do have a proclamation to present on behalf of Mayor C. Kim Bracey to Ms. Sonia Pitsy. The proclamation reads, Pennsylvania Education for Youth Experiencing Homelessness Awareness Week, November 14th through November the 18th. Whereas in 2014 through 2015 school year, 26,273 students in Pennsylvania schools were homeless or without adequate housing, which represents a 7% increase from last year. And whereas there are limited resources available to youth experiencing homelessness, including the shortage of affordable housing for displaced minors. And there are many organizations committed to sheltering, providing supportive services, meals, and food supplies to people experiencing homelessness. However, very few of these services are specific to the needs of unaccompanied children. And homeless assistance service providers, as well as community service opportunities for students and so school service organizations need public support. And whereas many shelters will not accept a child under the age of 18 without the company of a parent or a guardian. And whereas there is still a dire need for additional resources to assist students experiencing homelessness to attend school and be successful, including the basic needs of food, clothing, and educational supplies. And whereas to show statewide solidarity with children experiencing homelessness and their educators, Yorkers are encouraged to wear red on November the 18th for Red Shirt Day. And whereas the purpose of Pennsylvania Education for Youth Experiencing Homelessness Awareness Week is to encourage our schools, our communities, and individuals to plan for and support assistance programs for youth experiencing homelessness as they look to complete their education. Now, therefore, I, C. Kim Bracey, Mayor of the City of York, do hereby proclaim the week of November the 14th through November the 18th, 2016 as Pennsylvania Education for Youth Experiencing Homelessness Awareness Week, and November the 18th as Red Shirt Day in the City of York, and urge all citizens to recognize that education is key to preventing future homelessness and to support youth that are experiencing homelessness in our community. It is signed by Mayor C. Kim Bracey, given under her hand and seal of the City of York this 14th day of November in the year of our Lord 2016.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks so much. Thank you, Edquina, and thank you to the mayor's office. The mayor has always been very supportive of our program and very supportive for our students who are experiencing homelessness. And I really value that partnership. Without folks taking the conversation to the public, we're not going to get the issue of homelessness out there. Homelessness is a very tough subject to talk about. People don't want to talk about it. And then you add in children and youth who are experiencing homelessness, and it adds a different level of discomfort. So that's why I think this week is very important. We want to make sure that the education is focused for this week, because it's National Hunger and Homeless Awareness Month, but this week is specifically talking about the importance for education for students who are experiencing homelessness. I've been fortunate to be able to do this job for the last over 20 years, and every year I learn something. Every year I learn something from the students that I work with. I am humbled to work for these students, and I'm privileged to work with a diverse community as well as school districts. I have great school districts who really try to make sure that these students get consistency and stability in their life while they're experiencing homelessness, because school sometimes is the only place to get that consistency, the stability, and the safety. I have stories I could tell all the time, and because of that, this year for our Awareness Week, we're taking a hashtag campaign to allow for those stories to be told. If I can share this little sign here. Our hashtag campaign is called I Will Be Your Voice, hashtag I Will Be Your Voice. And the reason we're doing this hashtag campaign is because we have students who don't want to be in front of the camera, who don't want to share their stories, but they often tell me that they believe that people don't care about what they have to say or what they are experiencing. They oftentimes feel that it's a conversation that no one really wants to talk about. Or if we're talking about students who are unaccompanied, they feel that people are judging them. And one of the things that I always talk about is we don't judge. We're trying to get them educated. And we are not there to tell them if we believe they've made poor choices, or yes, you should just go home and listen to the rules. We don't know what's going on in that home. So those unaccompanied youth need us to be their voice. They need us to share their stories. Our program is called the Pennsylvania's Education for Children and Youth Experiencing Homelessness, a very short name. We call it here in Region 3, Ek Yeah. And when we call it Ek Yeah, we call it that because I want people to remember Ek Yeah and education and why we're here. We're here to make sure that their education is put on the priority. We're here to make sure that the issue of homelessness is not just a food drive or talking about lack of affordable housing. We're here to make sure they talk about education. So we're going to do that, and we're going to make sure that these stories are told. If you go to our Ek Yeah Facebook page, you'll hear an interview that I did a couple of weeks ago with a student who shared her story. And it's a 15-minute audio, but I encourage you to listen to it because that's the story we're looking for. That's the story that we need to get out there. It's not enough for me to just talk in my girl clothes and being all dressed up. I need to be accessible to the people that I work with, and I need to be able to make it accessible for the students that we work with to know that the community is behind them, to know that the teachers are behind them, that we want to create a consistent, safe and stable environment. And that's my job, and I'm privileged to be part of that. I thank the mayor and the mayor's office so much because they allow me to be able to have that voice on a different level, that I'm creating ripples, but then with the mayor's office we're creating ripples of positivity. And enough ripples that are made, we can make waves of positivity. And enough waves, we can create a tsunami of success in a student's life and making sure that they go to school and succeed in school. The ultimate goal is graduation. Anything beyond that, we're letting them know that they can do it. Just because they're homeless does not mean that they can't have high goals. And I believe in them until they can believe in themselves. So thank you, all of you, for being here and for listening. Please join me in our hashtag campaign, I Will Be Your Voice. And I know that together we can make a difference. Heck yeah, we can. Thank you so much.
Thank you so very much, Sonia, and thank you again for all your work you do in the community for our youth who are experiencing homelessness. We appreciate your service so very much, and we will be using the hashtag I Will Be Your Voice. Thank you so very much, everyone.